Alright, hey guys, this is my first Wi-Fi battle video. This is a battle a couple months ago, so as we watch it, I'll be predicting because I don't remember the whole thing. So yeah, and I just found it. So he starts off with an Espeon, and I start off with my funny Typhlosion. It's a novelty set Typhlosion, really. It was my starter from Soul Silver. So I go for Overheat. It doesn't kill it because its special attack is lower, surprisingly. He goes for Psychic, and I live it kind of bulky-ish because Typhlosion has high HP on this one. And I go for my Spiritomb, expecting another Psychic, but no. I just go for the Confuse Ray since he's setting up screens. And then Shadow Sneak for damage, but it has low attack, so yeah, it's not a great Spiritomb. And he goes for Wish. I go for another Shadow Sneak, hoping maybe for a crit. No, I don't get a crit, and he doesn't get confused, so he gets the Wish off, and he switches, knowing he can't do really much anymore, into his Lapras. I go for the Taunt. I think it's alright, since I'm always afraid of Dragon Dances, and so I guess I stopped it. I went for Pain Split either way, because Lapras have huge amounts of HP, so it will do some damage. And he switches out to his Scissor here, and I switch out to my Kingler, so it was a double switch. And so we start with the stat boosters. He goes for Swords Dance, I go for Agility. I go for a Crab Hammer after this, and it was a good thing that his Reflect wore off, otherwise it wouldn't have done that much. And he goes for X Scissor. It did a lot more damage than I thought, but his Swords Dance helped him out. And his Bullet Punch killed me, which I was surprised because it was a very defensive Kingler with HP and defense EVs. So I go to my Hitmontop, get that Intimidate off. He goes to Superpower. I'm going to live it. I don't really care how many Sword Stance he has. I will always live it because it's a Hitmontop I saw from Xenon when he was mentioning it. He was actually using it and from another user. So credit to Xenon. And I take down his Scissor. He switches to Espeon, and I switch out to Typhlosion. I guess just for Death Fodder. I was afraid of that Psychic, and I was hoping I lived it because I know I'm faster than that Espeon, but I don't. So I go to my Togekiss. He starts with the screens. I go for Thunder Wave. I know he has Synchronized, but I have a Lumberry, so he's paralyzed either way. And I start the flinching. Oh no, I switch actually because of that Psychic. But he sets up both screens again, and he switches to his Salamence. I did a Confuse Ray, I believe, or no, it was a Taunt, so that way I was afraid of Dragon Dance also. But this is special orientated Salamence, I found out later. I live a Draco Meteor. He switched after the Confuse Ray, I believe. It was a good thing on his part because anything else I would have lived anyways. I went for Pain Split, and he switched to Roserade. I really hate Roserades, and I really gotta hand it to this guy. I don't know if this Roserade is on Smogon or not, but this is the most funnest Roserade I've seen with weather effects because it has Sunny Day, Weather Ball, Solar Beam, and Rain Dance. And I never expected the Weather Ball because I've never seen one before with the Weather Ball. And I switched out to my Magnetism, took the Solar Beam, took it well, but that Weather Ball I never expected. And since it's Sunny Day, the Weather Ball turns into a Fire type, takes it out. And the sun's still shining. I go to my Togekiss because I could take anything with this guy, basically. He's almost like my ace. I can just live almost any attack, physical or special. And I paralyzed it, but it didn't matter because he has Natural Cure. And I went for Heat Wave here, just for fun because the Sunny Day's up, and I didn't really care if I flinched the guy or not. He would have died anyways. But he switched and went for that Frost Blast and killed it, so that was cool. And I Thunder Wave this Lapras here, just because I always play safe, and I guess it's just to keep flinching, you know. This is my flinch kiss. He goes for Ice Shard, and this Lapras actually becomes trouble for my Togekiss since it did get a Dragon Dance off, and this is why I'm afraid of him all the time. But I usually just counter them somehow, some way. And I switch out because I know I can't live another one till my Hitmontop get Intimidate off. And he goes for another Ice Shard. It won't really do that much since I had the Intimidate, and this is a highly defensive one. And again, thanks to Xenon, I saw this Hitmontop on his channel. I go for Stone Edge since I thought he would have switched to his elements and expected me to go close combat, which would have done nothing. But he stayed in, so good for him. And then I just went for the close combat no matter what. And if I would have hit, I would have taken out that Lapras, but no, I didn't hit, and my close combat didn't kill him, and I died to his waterfall, and it was a crit. I don't know if I would have lived that or not, but I didn't, so yeah. I go to my Togekiss. He goes to Ice Shard. Thanks to Intimidate, Ice Shard's not a big of a deal, and I guess he didn't notice, or I don't know, but that Ice Shard, it doesn't really become very much use to him right now at this point because of that Intimidate. And I just start air slashing for flinch, and I roost up here again, I believe, for extra HP. Yeah, and then just to get all that health back, because there's nothing really else this Togekiss can do. He keeps going for Ice Shard, and I finally air slash him because I have a plenty amount of health, but it doesn't kill him. It leaves him around like 5 HP, and I get Parallax here. I go for Roost expecting the Ice Shard, but he didn't get it, and which is good on my part. So I finally just finish it off with the air slash. He goes for Ice Shard and doesn't do that much damage. As I was saying, this guy takes physical and special attacks pretty well. I don't remember the EVs on this guy. I trained him. This is like my first EV trained Pokemon back in Pearl. And he goes for Salamence, so Hydro Pump, showing off its special attacks, knowing it's a special oriented Salamence. And God, I hate Salamences because you never know what they can do. I go for Thunder Wave, Roost off the damage, and hoping he missed, and he did miss, so I go for Air Slash. It does alright damage since my Togekiss doesn't have high special attack. It's actually a bad nature. It's bold, lowers its special attack, and boosts its defense. He switches out to his Pandora, his Espeon, I guess for Death Fodder. I don't know. Maybe just to get the screens off. Obviously, maybe. I don't know. But then I just go for one more Air Slash here and start using Heat Waves because I don't want to waste them just in case he had other Pokemon, because I wasn't really paying attention. And I just go for Heat Waves, and that Fire Blast becomes almost as strong as that Draco meter, or maybe stronger. I live it alright. I just roost it off, hoping he misses or gets paralyzed. So everything is in my favor so far right now. He goes for Fire Blast. Doesn't do that much damage, and I'm surprised I didn't get burned due to Serene Grace on my Togekiss. So that was cool on my part, I guess. I mean, for me. I roost off more damage, and then it's funny how Roost actually, when I use Togekiss, Roost sometimes goes half somewhat, and sometimes goes over half. It says half damage, but sometimes it looks like it's way more than half damage. Finish it off with Air Slash, and he switches to his Roserade, Thunder Wave it, and this is cool play on his part because he switches that Roserade out, and gets Espeon in just as Death Fodder. And as I said before, that Roserade has Natural Cure, so he gets some damage. I guess just for, I don't know. He was hoping for a critical hit, or maybe he thought that Weather Ball was stronger than his other moves. I don't know. But yeah, I go for Air Slash and finish it off. Oh, actually, I play safely, so I paralyzed it. I didn't mean to do this. Like, I don't do this to be an asshole. I just play safely in case that Air Slash missed and he get a crit or something, you know, and just luck went his way. But not this game, so I just Air